Hey everyone, Mark here again from PondAlgaeSolutions.com, and in this week's pond tip I wanted to carry on a little bit from what we talked about last week. I know I mentioned some spring startup suggestions, and these are probably two of the most important things that we could talk about, but I received some feedback from that, and folks said, you know, I would love a step-by-step breakdown of what I should be doing with regards to getting my pond going in the spring. And so in this video I wanted to talk about a pond startup checklist, and I've got that right here. This is something that you can keep each year and write down, just check off the things that you need to do to get going again, and sometimes it's useful to write things down. Basically, I'll go back to what I said before, which was that you definitely want to make sure that you get a lot of the debris and the gunk and all the garbage out of the pond that may have accumulated over the winter. Anything like that needs to be removed, and it's great to start with a clean slate. And so that's included here. That's one of the first things that you want to do. Obviously, if you had netting over the pond and all that, you want to get that off there. You also want to do a full check of your system, meaning that once you get water refilled back in or replaced, and it's totally up to you to do a full water change or a partial water change or whatever you decide is best for your situation. You definitely want to check your equipment out. Make sure that your pumps and skimmers and filters are all operating as they should be. Make sure there's no leaks. In terms of the biofilter, you may want to change that media before beginning a bacteria supplementation to get that replenished. It's not a bad idea to change the filter media from time to time. And then once you're up and running, you want to make sure to test the water. Test your pH and adjust that if necessary. Make sure that if you need to add a little bit of salt, you would do so in the springtime, and help the fish get a rejuvenation of their slime coating, which is very useful for them. You want to check out your fish, obviously, coming out of wintertime, and make sure that they all look healthy, that there's no skin lesions and problems that may have developed over the winter months in terms of their health and welfare. You would obviously look at things like your ultraviolet light if you have one. Make sure the bulb is functioning properly. If you have an idea of how many hours you've had in operation with this UV light from past seasons, you might want to replace the UV bulb if it warrants that. And then obviously you do not want to start feeding your fish again coming out of the winter until the temperature is consistently above 50 degrees. Remember, we've talked in the past about temperature, and as the weather gets colder, the fish digestive system will shut down. Well, the same is true coming out of the winter. Only after the temperatures go above 50 degrees again do we begin to feed on a routine basis. Also, it's pretty clear that plants, desirable plants like lilies and some of these, obviously need warmer weather. You might begin getting those started or bringing them back to life, getting them growing. Maybe you've had them growing inside through the winter months, but you need it to warm up a little bit around most parts of the country before you can get those going full swing, and they begin to do their work to help you with keeping a pond cleaner and healthier. And apart from that, again, there's nothing really complicated other than the fact that you want to make sure to get some type of beneficial bacteria going, a sludge reducer, something to help prime, I'll use the word prime, your biological filters if you have those in place. Also review past seasons. I think it's a good idea to look back and say when and if and when did I have problems in the past with algae or other things, and how can I avoid those types of problems this year. A little pre-planning will go a long way to keeping you out of problems and allowing problems to develop in the first place if you can get started off right. So hopefully, if you can sit down, and you can find startup checklists online in a lot of places. We may put one together quickly on our site and provide it to you, but startup checklists are definitely a good way to go, and you can just check off and make sure you're getting everything covered right off the bat. And hope that helps. We'll see you again next week with another pond tip. If you have any questions or need help with your pond, visit us at PondAlgaeSolutions.com, and we'll try to be of help. Take care, everybody.